Hello everyone, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. I wasn't sure if we were going to be here again, but apparently even with the advertised release of Total War Warhammer 3 later this year, they are still releasing more content for Warhammer 2, which surprised me. I figured they'd be diverting all resources to working on 3, but I guess they want to go ahead and put out a couple more DLCs, though I still don't know if the one that just came out is the latest one, or excuse me, let me rephrase that, the last one is what I mean. Since the video I did on Grom the Paunch, there have been 2 more patches and DLC that have come out, adding even more lords and even more reworks to the game for a couple of factions. So, the patch that came out after the one I did on Grom the Paunch had 2 more legendary lords. One was this guy, Throt the Unclean. We'll be watching his intro in just a bit in this video. A new Skaven lord. And it went alongside with this one over here, the Sisters of Twilight.
Pure as starlight.
Who are legendary Wood Elf lords. Now, they're one unit, but the idea is that it's 2 sisters together all the time. You can even see the masks they wear in that shot there. You know, one has half on one half of the face. Yeah, I can see there. She has on that half, she has on that half. Yeah. So, alongside this, they weren't just releasing a lord. They actually did a full rework for the Wood Elf faction and how they work, with things like forest healing, world roots and deep roots. You know, basically trying to give them a new feel and see if people would receive this version of the Wood Elves and how they work in this compared to how they worked in the first game, which I wasn't really too fond of. I've messed with it. It seems interesting. I'm not sure if I like it any more than I did the previous one. But anyways, I still love some of the units in their armies, though, like that giant forest dragon that they're on. I think that's really cool. You know, they get, you know, some stag knights, which I think are cool, hawk riders. Like, there are units in their army I think are cool. I'm just not really fond of the way they play on the map. You know, but that's just me. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not really a style I probably enjoy. And it went alongside with this guy.
All life is experiment, yes?
Throt the Unclean, who is part of Clan Molder, which I believe is in Skavenblight. Remember, I'm not that familiar with the lore of Warhammer, so forgive me if I do not know. I've never played any of the tabletop games. I don't exactly have someone around to play these tabletop games with, so I've just never grown up with it. And the same goes with 40k, so... But I've let it be. But I have grown very fond of the Skaven during my time playing the game. I really enjoy it. So let's just say I was more interested in playing this. Plus, it wasn't just, oh, it's a new legendary lord. They did some things with the Skaven faction as well, alongside with releasing this guy, including some new laboratory function here, along with some new units like a brood horror and wolf rats. So yeah. We'll talk more about Throt and see where he is, but for now, there was another cinematic that was released with this patch and DLC, which, of course, that's been one of the purposes of this little playlist, is going to show you guys the cool intro cinematic cutscenes that they have for these. So, let me show you what happens when you decide to play the campaign as Throt the Unclean. Yes, yes.
Even the fierce defenders of the Wood Elf Kingdom cannot safeguard their realm from the disorder of the great Vortex. In the forests of Nagaroth, a portal to the Dreaming Wood grows thin, where beyond, demons rage. The forest grants Queen Ariel a dread vision of ancient trees blackened and broken, of countless wood elves slain upon their twisted boughs. For should chaos breach from their realm, the world roots will carry the demons to the very heart of Athelloren. Only Ariel herself can seal the dire portal. So sends her most trusted to cleanse the forest ahead of her arrival, unaware that a vengeful enemy watches. The Twilight Twins, Nistra and Aran, a deadly fusion of dawn's serenity and dusk's fury. They will not waver in their perilous quest. The Mage Queen, vulnerable for the first time in eons, but her hidden foe dare not strike directly. A terrified Skaven is persuaded to lure their twisted overlord to this cause. Throt, master mutator of Clan Moulder. How he yearns to be free of his unnatural, undying hunger. Ariel's pulped remains would be a certain remedy. A queen's implacable guardians oppose a creature of chilling madness. A brutal war is unavoidable. The fate of the forest, undecided.
Nagaroth promises much for the twisted desires of Throt the Unclean. Between the beast-driving wood elves, the Northmen's mutant critters, and the rampaging hordes of beastmen, it is a place of great opportunity for any aspiring lord of Hellpit. Responding to a delectable tip-off, Throt has arrived in the land of Chill, not just to harvest the usual run-of-the-mill monster parts. To the south, a specimen of deific magnitude awaits.
Throt, so hungry. Good. Lots of specimens here. Nasty elf thing land realm. And tasty forest queen here too now. God Queen in Witchwood Place for big spell. She not know strange tree things by tell Throt plan scheme. She not know Throt here waits. Me not eat kill tasty queen thing yet. She too strong. Must break smash magic stone things first. Queen thing, weak, frail, if no more stone things, yes? But queen thing not fool. Many elf things protect stone things. Not a problem. Me make big, strong creature beasts to smash, crush puny elf things. Cold place full of other elf things too. Angry, dark elf things. Ha! Just mean more food flesh for Throt. Then, big meal. Queen meal. And me be free at last!
Thank you, Throt. So, obviously, he's not really interested in the Vortex. The hunt for Ariel. In the Vortex campaign, Throt will seek to find and consume Ariel, the Queen of the Wood Elves. To do so, he must disrupt her ritual in order to draw her out. This can be done by capturing certain settlements. Each settlement captured will delay Ariel's ritual and make the final battle to defeat her easier. A flesh laboratory. Yes, it sounds as gross as it sounds. It is as gross as it sounds. The Flesh Laboratory allows Clan Moulder to grow, mutate, splice, and surgically alter monsters and minions to make them more dangerous on the battlefield. Troops can be upgraded with augmentations with the use of mutagen, which is collected whenever packs of monsters are claimed from the lab's growth vat. To grow new units in the vat, Clan Moulder must first harvest growth juice by fighting battles or recycling units that have become unstable due to augmentation. And then, of course, the other stuff about how the Skaven work.
Me want see how nasty elf things work. Cut open, take best bits, make many new beasts. Take old city place, have big supply of nasty elf thing parts, yes?
So yeah, it's a rather odd starting location for him, but because you would think if he's part of Clan Mulder, wouldn't he start at a place like Skavenblight? But whatever.
The Flesh Laboratory is where you can augment your minions by mutating, splicing, or surgically altering them to improve their performance in war. At the risk of certain instabilities, of course.
So, the 3 sections of the Flesh Lab allow you to apply augmentations to infantry and monster units or upgrade the laboratory itself. By selecting either of the infantry augments or monster augments tabs, you can view and apply augments to make units stronger in battle. Within each augment tab is a hex grid of upgrades that you can apply to your units. There are 3 tiers of augments, with the top tier having the highest mutagen cost to use. Common augments have moderate effects but no downsides. Uncommon augments, middle tier with blue symbols, are more powerful but come with negative side effects. Rare augments, top tier with purple symbols, have very powerful effects and no negatives. The bottom 3 are unlocked from the beginning. The rest are unlocked for all units faction-wide in an ascending sequence by using the connecting augments beneath them in the hex grid. Will be displayed here.
One of your units has become unstable due to receiving too many.
Whoops, sorry. I didn't know that was going to cut him off. Full-on tutorial here where you can see some of the different things here. Harvest organs, 20 food. Kind of seems contradictory, but whatever. But yeah, harvest organs, which will give you an extra 200% casualty replenishment rate for units like wolf rats, rat ogres, mutant rat ogre. So I'm kind of wanting to just see if I can use this to show you guys some of the different units that you can have with the Skaven. One of which is this thing right here, the Brood Horror. Yeah. It's kind of on par, well, not quite on par, but with the Hell Pit Abomination. So you can see over here, also you can go be able to do something over here with Throt, monster augments. So yeah, this is where you can be able to augment your infantry units, augment the ones over here, and you can see here, the wolf rats have a different, couple different ones here that you can be able to select, like get lobotomy, or be able to apply Vanguard deployment if you want to be able to do that, or extra weapon strength and melee attack. And then, of course, like I said, the upgrades that you can be able to get here. Spend 5,000 currency in order to get 100 mutagen. You can be able to get extra aura leadership size, more casualty replenishment for lords. Skaven slave units are recruited with between 1 to 5 random augments already, but they no longer grant growth juice when they are recycled. Recruit rank, growth juice, food generated from growth vat batch. Yeah, various different things here. It's kind of like that other legendary lord for the Skaven with who had all the other tech and the doom wheels and all that. You guys know what I'm talking about for Clan Ikrit, I believe. So, growth vat, there it is right there. You can be able to grow this where you can get things like wolf rats cluster, rat ogres cluster, brood horror cluster, mutant rat ogre cluster. Yes, mutant rat ogres. If you thought rat ogres were pretty, like terrifying, just look at a mutant rat ogre. And then, of course, a hell pit abomination cluster. Yeah. So,
Mangle experiment.
Throt the Unclean. It lives! Deep underground, closer to the world's bowels than any man-made tunnel or sewer, lives a race of bipedal ratmen that are so rarely seen that many deny their very existence, save for those unfortunate enough to have encountered them. They are the Skaven, an evil force unlike any other, watching and waiting impatiently to unleash vicious and inhuman war, yet biding its time. They are arguably the most numerous of all the races, remaining hidden in sprawling burrows beneath unsuspecting kingdoms, as well as in their own lairs, below abandoned cities, or within old mountain holds, wrested from ousted dwarves. They are ruled by a treacherous hierarchy of innumerable clans, but none hold as much power or influence as the four greater clans, each of which exerts a great deal of influence due to varying degrees of technological, economic, and military power. Perhaps the most innovative of the greater clans, owing to the tireless work of its master mutators, Clan Moulder rose to infamy by mastering the art of breeding, mutating, and creating monstrous fighting beasts through surgery. It is not known how disparate parts of mutated creatures are stitched together, for its methods are jealously guarded. It is no secret, however, that Clan Moulder is one of the wealthiest of all clans, for its heinous creations are sold to others eager to boost their fighting prowess by adding swarms of giant rats, packs of towering rat ogres, or perhaps something even more bizarre to their ranks. A portion of many a warlord's military strength was birthed in the Hell Pit, the loathsome stronghold of Clan Moulder. One of the most twisted and ingenious of Moulder's master mutators is Throt the Unclean, whose success in the art of monster creation and augmentation has earned him a position as one of the infamous 9 Lords of Hell Pit. The effects of a lifetime's work with warpstone can be seen, as bone spines protrude out of Throt's back, and a third arm sprouts from his bloated but powerful frame. Over many self-developmental experiments, he has radically sped up his own metabolism and grows ravenously hungry after any exertion. It is the Black Hunger, only worse, requiring him to consume more than 4 times his own body weight daily to avoid being ravaged by his own warp-enhanced constitution. Throt's rise to power has been marked by an inability to create and lead any number of bloodthirsty creatures to battle, along with a knack for capturing new beasts upon which to experiment, whether it is obtaining blind worms, discovering applications for troll spleen, or cultivating the best growing juices with which to increase the size of rat ogres. Very few others can match Throt's extremely distasteful and dastardly deeds. He actually can be able to have a brood horror mount. In fact, maybe I can go ahead and quickly show it to you guys here.
Fresh longer. Time to feed feast. Must be ready to take steel elf queen thing. Not enough clan rats. Not enough rat ogres. Moulder must rule whole cold place quick fast. Make big clan pack here.
I have a mod that unlocks mounts at level 2.
Gained some growth juice, my lord. It is concocted from the bodily extracts of your defeated enemies' cadavers and fed into the growth vat, where abominable things are grown. Over time, growth juice gradually increases in quantity of its own accord.
I am Throt the Unclean.
Lovely looking thing, isn't it?
Hate here.
Notice that only like part of it has like actual rat fur on it, and the rest is just like skin, just bare skin.
Must find meat flesh.
Such a cutie, isn't it? That's a brood horror, yeah, and you can have one just separate, like a feral brood horror, just like amongst your army, which causes terror, on its, just on its own. Armor piercing. It has something called Death Blow. Some units you simply fight to the bitter end, sometimes beyond that. Imminent death only makes them fight harder. When killed in melee, this unit launches a final attack with its dying breath. So yeah, you put this alongside a Hell Pit Abomination, you're gonna be scaring the crap out of your enemy army. Just saying. I really wish I could just quickly show you guys a mutant rat ogre, but I'd have to do like a separate thing where we go and look at the army units in the little free battle mode that I've used before to show you guys the units of the armies. So that is the cinematic that plays if you play as either Throt the Unclean or those two Twilight Sisters, which are located down over here. Yeah, so they're located down over here. This is their starting position. You can see that right there. That's supposed to be where Ariel, the queen over there, is supposed to be. So, yeah. And you can see up here, if you're wondering about this, destroy Ariel's waystones by capturing or razing the specified settlements. Destroying 3 waystones will unlock the final battle. So, you go ahead and get either the Great Arena, you can get either the Temple of Cain, you can get Clar Corond, Clarax Spire, the Moon Shard, or Val's Anvil. So, yeah. So there's a number of different, like this one right here. I think, isn't Val's Anvil like right over here or somewhere like that? But anyways, yeah. You just need to take care of 3 of these. This is the number of turns until Ariel completes her ritual. If the timer reaches 0, the final battle will be triggered. The number of turns until the final battle can be increased by completing the missions to destroy the waystones. Once 3 waystones have been destroyed, the final battle can be manually triggered. Losing the final battle will cause you to lose the campaign. So, there's the growth vat, which can get you the cluster. There's the mutagen. Yeah, so interesting different take on this particular Skaven Lord. So when we return, I'll be showing you the latest DLC patch and cinematic that came with it of a couple of new lords. A Lizardman and a Beastman. Stay tuned.